I suppose the writing was on the wall last year when Marvel's The Avengers was announced as a live service game. But it seems quite clear that Square Enix's Crystal Dynamics' Marvel's The Avengers is less of a game and more of a platform through which endless money-making opportunities can present themselves. It's a corporate buffet table is what it is, a piggy bank for company interests. The game's not even bloody out yet, but it's already providing a masterclass in how to be tacky as hell. We already had news that Spider-Man was going to be a PlayStation exclusive because Sony wants to deprive other versions of the full experience. As I said last time, let's not beat around the bush. Exclusives aren't about adding to a platform, they're about taking away from other platforms. So the people behind Marvel's The Avengers have already very proudly and very pleasantly said that some people will be spending the same amount of money for less stuff. But the cavalcade of corporate clutching doesn't stop there, friends. Oh no. Yet more exclusives are coming to Marvel's The Avengers, and these exclusives could only be described as fucking pathetic. Oh yes, depending on your mobile network, you could be in line for some juicy exclusive character skins. Ones that will mark you for all time as a prick, because they're humiliating to wear. Yes, Verizon Up and Virgin Media customers can wear costumes that turn their hero of choice into an advertisement for Verizon Up and Virgin Media. And isn't that always the sweetest part of all this brand crossover content that video games love to indulge in? Not only are you offering DLC to the player, you're offering that player the opportunity to wear the DLC and just become free advertising. Sometimes they charge for that DLC, like in the Gears of War games, where they sold Terminator Dark Fate skins so people could advertise Terminator Dark Fate in Gears of War games, and people paid for it. They paid for the privilege. Normally these companies have to pay their advertisers. Now you're paying to be them. Luckily it looks like you just gotta be a customer already of these brands to wear the branding, which is very good news for people who love Verizon so much they want to dress Black Widow up like it. So that's the mobile networks covered. If you're an Intel customer, you're in line for something else, because why not? Throw it on the pile. We've already got stuff for Verizon and Virgin customers. Might as well throw something in for Intel as well, because this game, as I've said, is an entire friggin' corporate free-for-all. There's also a special in-game emote you can get your hands on if you buy packs of 5 gum. I'm assuming that's a kind of gum. Never actually heard of 5 gum. I've heard of 5 Alive, it was a drink from the 90s. Brand deals are nothing new, of course. We've had Call of Duty crossover with Slim Jims and Monster Energy. We've had Assassin's Creed crossover with God, all sorts. I think Pizza Rolls was one of the ones they did recently. Alexa. I mean, Ubisoft's crossed over with everything except an ethics policy. But everything about Marvel's The Avengers looks bloody suspect. I played the beta, and the cynicism of that game drips from every pore. Now somewhere, under all of the desperate live service trappings, is a good, solid, should-be linear action game. But they've taken the very slick, promising, action-packed, tightly paced intro of this game, which represents, I feel, what the game could have been, and they've taken what could have been a very well-paced, executed game. They've twisted it, broken it, smashed it up, and forced it to adopt this live service model. The result is a complete fucking mess of a game. I mean, I know it's a beta, but Jesus Christ, the technical side's a complete shit show. Combat is an audio-visual disaster. The online doesn't work. And while some of this can be attributed to the teething troubles of a beta, I mean, it's not gonna fix the mission structure where they've taken this Mass Effect-style mission selection and just made it rubbish. I was gonna do an impressions video of the Marvel Avengers beta, but I couldn't get into an online game and I wanted online footage, and I wasn't gonna waste my time after spending literally 30 minutes trying to get into a game. Even with the server issues, you can get into a game of Fall Guys quicker, and Fall Guys is actually fun, even though that also has very disappointing monetization. But at least Fall Guys, unlike Marvel's The Avenger, has some bloody dignity about it. There's dignity in Fall Guys that Marvel's The Avengers doesn't bloody have, especially when it's parading around in Verizon fancy dress costume. My God, have some self-respect, video games. Have some self-respect. There's no profit in dignity, is there, Square Enix? I'll save most of my impressions for the full release. You know, I'll inevitably do an impressions video of Marvel's The Avengers when it's out for real. Suffice to say, though, Marvel's The Avengers epitomizes AAA video games. If I were to describe The Avengers in just one word, well, I wouldn't need a full word, I'd just need 3 letters: AAA. That's what Marvel's The Avengers is. It is the textbook AAA game. It is the big budget, mainstream, corporate-led waste of a good idea. A game with an entertaining core nucleus, the promise of a fun, fully fledged, unartistically compromised game that has nonetheless been completely and creatively undermined to suit the avaricious desires of wholly unartistic individuals. I just think it's funny that there's this common superhero parody trope of the big pompous sellout superhero, the one who puts their brand before any actual heroics. Captain Quark, that one from the Mystery Men, I think The Boys, I've not seen The Boys, but I think they've got one as well. The corporate superhero. That is what Marvel's The Avengers is, but without the irony and the parody and the humour of it all. They're doing the self-serving, sellout, corporate superhero parody trope and playing it 100% completely straight. And on some weird meta level as well. Captain America, dressed up like Verizon, without commentary, without satire. We're just supposed to think it's normal. Only AAA video games could do this to me. Only AAA video games could get a Marvel's Avengers game in the works and completely rob me of interest in it. At this point, even if bloody Mysterio turned up, I don't think I'd care that much. I mean, obviously I'd care a bit, it's Mysterio. Literally, my interest in Marvel's The Avengers is strictly professional at this point. Everything I heard about it in the run-up to the beta did little to whet my appetite, and then when I tried the beta, it was, well, pretty much everything I expected it to be. The constant promise of an exciting good game constantly dragged down by all the nebulous, meaningless loot, staggered progress, and an arbitrary, unsatisfying power leveling system because that was in Anthem and that was in Destiny, so we might as well throw it into this because popular mechanics should be shoveled into games no matter how much sense they make. Oh, and by the way, folks, you're not going to trick us into thinking this game deserves to be a Destiny-style live service just because you copied Destiny-style mouse cursors, even on console, which, by the way, is not good. It's not actually good when you control a little mouse cursor with an analog stick on a console. Just do it the normal way. Do you know why most games do it the normal way, where you just like flick the analog stick up and down to highlight menu selections? They do that because it fucking works. It works, and it's quicker and more efficient than this mouse cursor way. But the only reason it's here in The Avengers is because it's in Destiny. And that speaks volumes about that overwhelming cynicism I mentioned at the top of the video. Marvel's The Avengers is a big corporate buffet table. It should be fucking discounted on PC and Xbox One, and the really sad, sick thing is this game is gonna make a few people at the top very, very bloody rich. You know, it's funny. Properties like the Marvel Universe teach us to hate evil corporate entities like Norman Osborn. But I'll say one thing for such comic book antagonists. At the very least, Oscorp is fictional. It's not real. Which inherently makes it better than Square Enix. Because Square Enix is a corporation that is real. And as such, by its very nature, it can and should fuck off.